Black Tuesday for the Trump administration. Or was it? Two members of the President Trump's inner circle were both found guilty yesterday in federal court. Now, Paul Manafort was convicted on 8 of 18 charges, well, for crimes that, we all expect from a dirty, shady foreign lobbyist. We knew who this guy was long before he ever joined the Trump campaign. It was mostly tax and bank fraud. He was colluding with the Russians, but not for Trump. Years before, he was colluding with Russia to help them get into the Ukraine and take over. That's his collusion, and it had nothing to do with Donald Trump. And that wasn't even brought up in the trial. Now, Michael Cohen, on the other hand, in another court, pleaded guilty to a few charges, most notably to campaign finance violations. Now, I want you to listen to the verbiage in his guilty plea because it is relevant to President Trump. Cohen stated, quote, "In violation of campaign finance law at the behest of a candidate for federal office for the principal purpose of influencing an election," end quote. So that's lawyer speak. Can you please translate bullcrap to English? Yes. Quote, "Yeah, I paid some chicks off, but I only did it because my boss, who was candidate to be president at the time, he asked me to do it. The reason why he wanted me to cover all this up is because, it could change the election. What are you, dope?" End quote. The reason for the lawyer speak in the wording of "for the principal purpose of influencing an election" is because saying it like that matches up directly with the wording of the campaign finance law. U.S. election law states, quote, "Campaign contributions define as things of value given to a campaign to influence an election must be disclosed," end quote. So Cohen knew exactly what he was doing there. He was going down, but he wanted to wound his old boss once more before he got fitted for his orange jumpsuit and sent to the big house. So now, is this Black Tuesday? Well, let's look again at Manafort. Nothing Manafort was convicted for had anything to do with President Trump. Nothing. The optics look bad, but that's only because the press is spinning it as, here's his campaign guy. Trump fired him. Rightfully so. He was only there at the campaign, and nothing that he's going to prison for has anything to do with the Trump campaign. Again, it's optics. He was once Trump's guy, but in the end, it's just optics. Cohen is different. Cohen's statement is damning. It will fuel impeachment op-eds for months. It will be talked about in panels on every mainstream cable news outlets for months. But consider this. The guy who's saying it is a known liar. The guy he's saying it about is also a known liar. Who do we believe here? Well, as bad as Cohen's accusations towards Trump were, why wasn't that alone worth some sort of immunity deal? Well, probably because Cohen doesn't have any proof. Cohen's going to jail with no deal. Could it be because he actually doesn't have any proof that his boss made him do these things? Because if he did have some sort of a smoking gun, I don't think Cohen would be going to prison right now. So Cohen's big accusation, the news will cover this, and it will dominate CNN and MSNBC for the next month or so, all boils down to this: an accusation, his word against the president's. Now, I am not saying that the president didn't do these things. In fact, I'm pretty sure he did, but that's just my opinion. And my opinion doesn't send anybody to court. It's not what you think or know. In this case, it's what you can prove. And because of that, Black Tuesday? Not hardly.